Getting reports from all 5 boroughs. More Hydra troopers with fangs. Talk about making a bad thing worse.
I've tried tracking down what they're up to.
Find anything?
Nothing that could still speak.
I may know somebody who could help.
No offense. This isn't exactly friendly neighborhood stuff. Not sure your contacts will be much help.
He's not that friendly.
Who?
He's also not one of the bad guys.
Who exactly?
A physician of sorts. Look, do you want to figure this out or not?
Morbius.
Blade.
You've met? Gotta admit, I've never seen a vampire feed on another vampire.
I felt it.
One time. I bit you one time. It wasn't fun for me either. You taste like an old barbell.
There's a cat fight joke in here somewhere, but I can't figure it out. Look, Dr. Morbius, we need your help. Someone is turning Hydra troopers into vampires. We don't know why or what they want.
According to the creature I just ate, they're after my research. I can tarry no longer. I must return to my lab before they...
You're going nowhere.
Don't have a hissy fit. It was right in front of me. Maybe we can help each other out. So, where is this lab?
You get used to the stench.
I never do.
Wait, where? You were right, Doc. We shouldn't have tarried.
I see you've located the doctor. I hope he's feeling cooperative.
I think we're all on the same page here. Common enemy, the greater good. Everyone gets it, right?
Of course.
We'll see.
I'll make quick work of you.
You know, you're pretty good at this.
This won't. No one. You should never have come here. I doubt they were expecting such resistance.
All my work lost.
What kind of work, Doc? This is twisted.
Thought he was one of the good guys.
I said he was not one of the bad guys.
Knowledge has no inherent morality. This is science.
Tell it to them.
They'll be fine. Eventually.
What exactly are you doing here, Dr. Morbius?
Research. A gamma serum flows through the blood of these Hydra soldiers, augmenting their capabilities. It inspired me to concoct a prototype sample, a serum of my own. I thought it might dampen the effects of the sunlight on my abilities, but its protective qualities were far more effective than I expected.
Whoa. Are we talking...
Daywalker in a vial. Morbius, tell me it doesn't work.
Not yet. The prototype sample needs time to fully mature. But it's gone. Along with all my notes. I'll have to start over.
Looks like they're back for seconds.
Nah, they have the sample. They want to take out the only competition in town.
Then we shall dissuade them.
Cannot allow them to destroy my work. Protect my equipment.
You left out some important details of your research, Doc.
Some things are better left unsaid, but it was all necessary.
If you stay down. Sorry, but you had it coming. Here comes the heat.
Now I see why you're always in favor. Watch, look! It's weirdos like these that give people like us a bad reputation.
I'm going. Maybe, I don't know, you should have asked Lilith for cooler outfits? a new line of work.
I knew you couldn't be trusted, Morbius. Hydra or not, this is wrong.
The work I've done with gamma injections was too profound to ignore.
So you've been using them as some kind of guinea pigs? Sounds a little unethical, Doc.
As opposed to the gentle treatment you and your friends give them.
Big difference.
It appears we'll be delayed.
If my research here can help you defeat Hydra, and I've removed some of them from the front lines in the process, I don't see the harm.
Heroes usually stand against human experimentation and false imprisonment. Because it's, you know, evil.
Rarely have I ever been accused of being a hero. But your words aren't lost on me.
Be mine. Is this what you had hoped for?
About time.
Okay, that was pretty cool.
They're surprisingly persistent.
I don't think you've changed at all, Morbius. You're just lucky I'm working with the Sons again.
As opposed to what?
Me leaving you here with your experiments. Permanently.
Maybe we can all hug this out later. Looks like it's up. Okay, that was awesome.
It's on.
Ooh, I like it.
No further abomination.
Okay, it's cool. Morbius is with us now.
With us?
You would bring a vampire into the Abbey.
Well, he's not a vampire. Not exactly.
If he was, he'd be dust.
he became this way because of an experiment gone wrong, not a bite from a vamp. He's his own master, right, Doc?
If I may, there are few judges of character better than Spider-Man.
Back me up here, Blade.
As much as I hate to admit it, we could probably use his help. This once.
Hunter, was it? Thank you for not making a bigger deal about my arrival. I know my presence unnerves many.
You surprised me earlier, and I do not like surprises, but any friend of Peter is a friend of mine.
I am relieved to hear it. You have a wonderful home and a great many resources. I look forward to making use of them.
How do you think you will help?
I am the world's foremost authority on vampire physiology. Blade knows a great deal about vampire rituals, habits, and social order, but he doesn't understand their biology.
Why should that matter?
In a sense, you could say Blade can take a vampire apart, but he can't put one back together.
I do not want to put vampires back together.
Oh, of course not. Let me put it like this. If you understand the structure of an organism, you'll know its weak points, where to push so it falls apart. This is what I offer you.
Then let me officially welcome you to the Midnight Suns.
You will not regret this. Now, can you show me where we keep the prisoners? I would like to feast.
What?
Only kidding. I think you'll be happy to know that I've actually already started researching vampire biology.
That sounds like good news.
Unfortunately, I also have bad news. I've been tinkering with a prototype gamma serum that suppresses the effects of sunlight on vampiric membranes. The vampires have taken that from me.
Then we must take it back.
That is why I'm here. And I would love to get back to that research. Unless you have further need of me.
I want to know a little more about you first.
Naturally. I am an open book.
I've heard you called a living vampire. What does that mean?
It means that unlike most vampires, I have a pulse.
How is this possible?
Most vampires are tied to the supernatural realm. They are undead creatures. My gifts are a boon of science. I am wholly unique in that way. Quite literally a freak of nature.
Who were you before you became a vampire?
I was born with a rare, degenerative blood condition. My disease would have proven fatal if I had not taken matters into my own hands and experimented on my body using vampire bat DNA. I cured myself, but there were side effects.
You seem to know Blade and Spider-Man well. What is your impression of them?
When I first became the living vampire, I struggled with my baser instincts. It took me a while to maintain control over my appetite. Spider-Man and Blade were the first two heroes I encountered, and they protected many innocent people from my wrath.
You mean they fought you?
Yes. But I am grateful, because they encouraged me to become a better man. Though I wish Blade's approach hadn't been nearly so ferocious.
like to know more about your capabilities.
Like a traditional vampire, I possess enhanced strength, speed, acute senses. An accelerated healing factor allows me to bounce back from otherwise mortal injuries. And while I cannot fly in the traditional sense, I have the psionic ability to glide over great distances.
Do you share other vampiric weaknesses?
One of the advantages of being a living vampire is that I do not have those Achilles heels. I could drink holy water all day, and a silver bullet stings like a lead one. One slight exception is daylight. I do not burn under the sun, but my eyes are sensitive to the light, and my powers are somewhat dampened during the daytime.
Do you have to consume blood like any other vampire?
Regrettably, not only do I need to consume human blood, I crave it. But you do not need to worry. I keep my cravings in check these days, and only feed on those who prey on others.
Never mind. I will let you settle in.
Happy to talk anytime.
Getting to know Blade has been nice.
Sorry we didn't give you a heads up before. You know, about bringing a vampire into the Abbey. It all happened kind of fast.
Are you sure we can trust Morbius?
Yeah. Morbius has his demons, but he's a teddy bear. A snarly teddy bear. With fangs. But there's stuffing in there, somewhere.
This is not helping your argument.
What I'm trying to say is that Morbius has a good heart. And exceptionally good blood.
Good blood?
Yeah. Whatever Morbius did to transform his body infused the heme in his blood with curative properties. I'd love to help him study it further, if I ever have the time. Since we're fighting new breed vampires, we'd do well to have a living vampire in our corner.
Anything else on your mind?
What happens if Hydra successfully replicates Morbius's prototype sample?
Sunproof vampires seem like a bad idea for all involved.
Maybe not for the vampires.
For now, it's just a scary theory. Even if it works, there could be side effects, like new breed vampires bursting into flame upon contact with oxygen. Yeah, wishful thinking, but prototypes can be unpredictable. Just to ask Hank Pym about Ultron.
Thanks, Carol.
See ya.
Blade, are you actually comfortable with Morbius living here?
Comfortable? I'll never be comfortable around that monster. But if I'm being generous, he could be useful.
If this was a mistake, let me know. We will do whatever you think is best.
Hey, I don't want that responsibility. If this goes south, I'm not taking the blame.
What exactly is your history with Morbius?
I don't like getting into that.
But the two of you have fought before. What makes you think we can trust him now?
I never said we could trust him. If that man loses control to his bloodthirst, I'll end him myself. But the vampires are using his experiments against us. We need him to clean up his own mess.
So Morbius is just a tool to you?
Call it whatever you want. I call it practical.
I should set up my lab sooner than later. Checking in on me already, Hunter? I haven't had time to get into trouble.
You can never be sure.
I suppose. What can I do for you?
Never mind. I will let you settle in.
Happy to talk anytime.
Doctor, meet the doctor.
Stephen, have you worked with Morbius before?
Oh, yes. He is a formidable ally. He once assisted me in a battle against a Fear Lord from the Dream Dimension.
Fear Lords are powerful foes.
Yes, it was a boisterous battle, so I was pleased to have Morbius at my side. Undoubtedly, he will be a favorable ally against Lilith as well.
So you have no reservations about letting him stay in the Abbey?
None at all. As long as he doesn't grow too hungry, we'll all be fine.
Wait, what should we do if he gets hungry?
We should all be on guard.
Stephen, I need details.
As with any vampire, he could lose control and eat every one of us, but I do not think that will happen.
So, another vampire-ish teammate.
Tony, what is your impression of Morbius?
Well, we've never actually met, but Strange talks highly of him.
I am uncomfortable inviting a vampire to live in the Abbey.
Hey, I know what you mean. Half the people on my board of directors are vampires. Not literal bloodsuckers, but they definitely try to sink their teeth into you. Or your pocketbook.
Maybe.
The guy's a freak, no doubt. But every genius is. You should have seen half my professors back at MIT. Or that Tony Stark guy who's always in the news. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I've read a few of Morbius's papers on DNA manipulation, and it's years ahead of anyone else. He could be a valuable asset.
So you think we can trust him?
Well, I never said that. But he could be useful.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes?
Never mind. I will let you settle in.
Happy to talk anytime.
I'm the first guy who'll tell you not to judge a book.
Still can't believe all these changes happening with Eddie. The Venom symbiote. Not sure if you know this, but I used to wear that thing. I mean, it was hard enough when it was just an alien, but now... I'm pretty sure that green fire would have really cooked the old spider keister.
So, I must ask you this question. While you were wearing that suit, did you also have a craving for...
Brains? Other assorted organ meat harvested involuntarily? Nope. Can't say that I did. Might have been something special about my mutated spider blood that kept the symbiote fed. Or maybe it's just Eddie. Guy used to bring in the worst leftovers for lunch.
Perhaps you two were made for one another.
Now you're starting to sound like the symbiote. I'll tell you what I told Ed. We had a good run, but it's over. Why can't we just be friends?
I still cannot imagine you wearing the symbiote.
My design was a bit more classic than Eddie's or your mother's. All things aside, I look pretty cool in that thing. Been thinking about bringing it back. The design, not the cannibalistic alien symbiote.
It's good to have you around again.
You know, I never grow tired of the smell of the forest after a heavy rain.
I noticed you do not flinch at the sight of water like many vampires.
One of the perks of being a living vampire. I also do not have silly aversions to things like garlic or silver.
All of the strengths and none of the weaknesses. You were a lot like Blade.
On the contrary, I am nothing like Blade.
Dark, brooding, sharp teeth. Who am I describing?
Magic on a bad day. And I don't think she'd be happy about it.
Sounds like something Blade would say.
I started to relax as I was thinking about my to-do list. We're really headed in this.
What were you reading, Doctor? One of those political spy thrillers Captain Rogers is always heads down in?
It's actually a medical journal on bispecific antibodies and the treatment of hematologic malignancies. Just some light reading.
I hope you learned something that could give us an edge in battle. We need every advantage.
I feel the same. I've found that when I keep my mind sharp, I make better use of my body. In truth, I've been in survival mode so long, I don't know where to find my own off switch.
Every second counts. Whenever we sleep, someone somewhere falls to my mother's minions.
Yes, we can sleep when we're dead.
I tried that once. It was not relaxing.
Ah, right. Then I will stick with my journals.
Robbie can summon Hellfire at a whim, but he doesn't want to ask if he can play fetch with your dog.
Okay.
I don't actually care, but he needs to stop moping. So, can Robbie play with your dog?
If Charlie wants to play fetch with anyone, I will not stand in her way.
I always knew Charlie was more than just a dog to you.
You are right. She is a friend.
I'll let Robbie know. He's gonna stop bugging me about this, or the hell ride goes over a cliff.
Now that the Hydra vampires have my prototype sample, I've no doubt they'll attempt to create their own sunlight serum.
Mass produce it, more like.
But where would Hydra vampires go to mass-produce sunlight serum?
Somewhere familiar to them.
How about a Hydra facility that makes the gamma goop they put in their blood?
Yes, I'm gonna go with exactly like that.
How about one sending a distress signal about a vampire invasion? Might be a good place to start.
Mass production of my prototype sample. Nightmare.
Do you ever regret creating your sample? Has Hydra turned upon itself?
No, this is biology. It's a vampire's nature to betray the living.
Excuse me?
Oh, but not mine. I differ on a biological level.
Relax. It was a joke.
should have known you were behind this.
Hold them off. We need more time. Go. Feed upon them. Let their veins bleed rivers.
If we can disable those terminals, at the very least we can slow their efforts to reproduce the serum.
But we need to protect the server to access the data ourselves.
Correct.
And I thought technology was supposed to make our lives easier.
Left me no choice. My strength still grows. I'm gonna rip this new one. Stay down. You asked for it. Here. It's about time.
We serve until the end.
You don't want to get up. I'm sure you've all realized what will happen if these vampiric Hydra forces lose their vulnerability to the sun.
A lot of innocent civilians are going to pay the price, and we can't allow that.
Your sincere concern for the guiltless is inspiring.
And your lack of empathy for them is disturbing. saw a move like that once, centuries ago. You were too weak for this fight. I am impressed.
Fresh meat coming in.
At least my mother knows how to keep her minions in check.
As much as she'd like to pretend, Sin doesn't hold the same sway as her grandfather, much less Lilith.
Does it matter? She has enough resources at her disposal to be a problem.
Prototype. It's here. We must recover it.
One more batch. Secure it. Quickly now.
So we finally have the opportunity to settle our grievances personally.
You're surprisingly enthusiastic for someone marching towards their end.
And you are shockingly confident for someone who dares the work of a superior intellect.
Enough!
Still they persist. There was a time when Lilith had the highest standards for her minions. That time has clearly passed.
Still getting better after all these years. Too easy.
Seems our work isn't done here. This facility is quite impressive. If only it weren't being used for such twisted ambitions.
That's Hydra in a nutshell.
You know nothing of the great works achieved by Hydra. This will be our resurgence.
I've heard that before, too.
No change in plans, it seems.
Lilith herself could not best me. What makes you think you will fare any better?
I've been waiting. Don't cross my path again. I never liked being the center of attention.
That looked like it hurt.
I'll take that.
Your prototype sample?
Indeed. And now to destroy the sunlight serum. But it's not all here, is it?
Of course not. We manufactured so much. All transported off-site before you even arrived. This is the final batch. A reserve. I am a wolf in the night. The yapping of a mangy cur does not concern me.
Tell me where you brought the serum.
Watch that temper, little mutt. You don't want to lash out and bite the ones you love.
Tell me!
Where else, you pathetic counterfeit? I delivered it to the Lord of Vampires.
You don't know what you've done.
Oh, but I do. Dracula, my master, has enough sunlight serum to supply an army. And there's nothing you can do to stop him.
Hey, Hunter. I saw Morbius heading toward Hunter's Folly. He looked distressed. Can you make sure he's not about to lose control? If I go out there, it won't be to talk.
came out here to be alone, Hunter.
Are you sure being alone is a good idea right now?
Blade sent you to check on me, didn't he? Probably didn't want to come himself because he thought we'd just end up fighting.
Is he wrong?
Of course not. And I can't promise we won't end up trading blows before the night is through, either.
Maybe a good sparring session will help you blow off steam.
No, I do not actually want to fight you. But I am grateful for your company.
Do you want to talk about what happened today?
They stole my work, Hunter. They perverted it for their own designs. There is an army of vampires ready to cut loose on the world, and they are all immune to sunlight. I did that. Not Dracula.
You could not have known that Dracula would get his hands on your sample.
No. But I should have foreseen that he'd want it. That he would come for it.
We will fix this. Together.
You're right. Wallowing in self-pity will accomplish nothing. We must prepare to act. Oh, and Hunter. I'm sorry. My behavior tonight was beyond the pale. I wish you had not seen me like this.
Doctor, my mother turned against me and started building an army. I understand betrayal. You have no need to apologize.
You are too kind. I really am glad you came. Instead of Blade. Well, I would love a few quiet moments to meditate on what we've said. Unless you need something else.
Actually, I have a couple questions about your connection to Sin.
I'll answer what I can.
How well do you know Sin?
Not long ago, she approached me and offered to fund my research. I tend to keep a low profile, so the fact that she was capable of tracking me down told me she was a woman of considerable resources and connections. So if I'd known one of those connections was Dracula himself, I would not have worked with her.
Your contempt for Sin seems personal. What is that about?
She manipulated me. I created this serum, hoping it could be used as a cure. Sin stole that work for Hydra, who knows only harm.
Sin works with Hydra. What is her connection to Dracula?
That is still a bit of a mystery to me. Sin covets leadership, but she is also drawn to men of great power. Dracula likely believes he is manipulating Sin for his own gain. Sin undoubtedly feels the same.
I should let you go.
I'll just be here, brooding.
Hunter, I heard that you went to talk to Morbius. If it helps, I know of an infused herbal tea renowned for its calming effects.
I do not think that'll be necessary, Stephen.
I must admit Morbius is an anomaly. He's no longer human, but he isn't like other vampires. He struggles to find a place he belongs.
The Midnight Suns have always been a home for wayward outcasts.
Is that really what you think of Tony?
You know what I mean.
Only some friendly ribbing. Of course, I'm glad to hear it, but Morbius is a special case. He will require special care.
It sounds like you care about Morbius.
I recognize something inside of him. Our ambitions are similar. We were both obsessed with our work, with our goals. That drive eventually led to his downfall, as did mine.
Yet you were both very different men.
But the need for spiritual recuperation affects us both. Do not be surprised that Morbius loses control. That is his crucible. He must overcome it to make peace with himself.
I don't like how Morbius is acting. We need to work on our contingency plan. How did it go with Morbius? Is he slipping?
Relax, Blade.
That man is a walking bomb. Maybe the fuse isn't lit, but I don't want to be caught holding him when he explodes.
I know Morbius is dangerous, but he is hurting and scared. He needs a place where he can feel at home.
It sounds like you're talking about a wounded animal. Just remember that Morbius isn't a stray cat you can befriend with a saucer of milk.
I'm surprised, Blade. You and Morbius are not that different. I thought you knew the darkness with which he wrestles. I thought you would empathize with him.
I do know that darkness. That's why I'm worried. Morbius can't kill the monster inside. He can only continue to build a cage around it. He didn't ask for this curse, and he wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Are you still talking about Morbius?
Just watch your back, Hunter.
You seem lost. Can I help you?
I am just taking a breather between crises.
I guess crisis is all either of us have ever known. Sometimes I wonder what my life would be like if I didn't have this burden to carry.
What do you mean?
Like where I would be, what I would be doing, where I'd spend my retirement.
Retirement?
Yes, Hunter. Even I dream about life beyond this abbey. Don't you?
I have spent so much time hunting things. I wonder what it would be like to just live among them.
Interesting. I suspect you would learn a lot.
Pretty sure I misheard you, Logan. It kind of sounded like you were asking for help.
I don't make a habit of it, but I figured I could reach out to someone I trust.
What could I possibly help you with?
I see Robbie wasting hours with this thing, and I can't figure it out. It's more complex than most advanced Shi'ar technology.
Are you actually planning on engaging in a leisurely activity, Logan? This is a side of you I have never seen before.
I'm like a diamond hunter. I got all kinds of facets, and I can cut through anything. I'm just gonna push this button and see what happens. Well, so much for that. So, what do you like to do for fun?
My life is hunting and sleeping. That is it. I do not have time for fun.
Well, that's a damn shame. Life without fun ain't worth living.
Before Caretaker brought me back to stop Lilith, I was not living.
Always gotta be a wise ass. I heard the game on here has some crazy dancing mushrooms. It'd be fun to show you.
But the device does not seem to be cooperating. So, what are you going to do now?
There was a time when I would have popped a claw and spiked this thing into the garbage.
But not now.
You've got me thinking positive thoughts these days, Hunter. So, I'm gonna find Robbie or Peter. I'll pop a claw and make him show me how to turn it on.
Hail, Holy One! I'm a bit out of sorts. I don't have anything to do at the moment. Am I actually having a bit of downtime?
Seems like it.
I don't know what to do with myself.
You need something to keep your hands occupied. Some kind of hobby.
Well, I am a pretty good cook when I have the time. Putting ingredients in a pot isn't much different than casting a spell.
Just do not confuse the two.
Truer than you might think. Someday I will have to tell you the horrific tale of my last souffle. I barely escaped with my life.
I do not think you will have to wait long for some other crisis to appear.
Yes, I think you are right. I should cherish this time while I have it. For the moment, I will just be.
Read or die. That's what I've always said.
Evil do.
Howdy, partner. What's crackin'?
You seem quite brisk today.
Why shouldn't I be? Got a full 8 last night, just started a new supplement, and I've got a renewed outlook on my future.
Can I try your supplement?
Sure, but Gutsplosion Choco-Loaded Peanut Butter Protein Powder is calorically dense, so limit your intake to your 2-hour workout days. Now, I'd offer to spot you right now, but I'm chasing down a story.
A story?
I had this revelation. You know I'm a trained journalist. I get a thrill when I break open a big corporate conspiracy or report on a public good.
So, you want to do more reporting?
Yeah. But we've been so busy fighting Lilin and vampires with a Y that I haven't had time. I'm feeling this itch in the back of my head telling me to get out there and dig up some dirt.
You have my blessing.
Ah, good. Because I've already started. I want to look into Dracula's history with the new breed vampires. What was his grand plan? How did he get into a feud with Mephisto? And is it true that a secret cabal of vampires controls the internet?
That all sounds interesting.
Probably shouldn't say anything more at this point. You never know who could be listening.
In the Abbey? No one can spy on us here.
Exactly. Wink, wink. Let's keep this between us, okay?
So, Eddie, I overheard what you said about the Dracula investigation.
Ah, crap. You're the last person that wanted to hear that. Look, I'm sure you think it's a bad idea.
Getting word of another attack. Vampires in Central Park. Right before dawn. Can you imagine?
Dawn?
I knew this was coming. Just not so soon.
The city is in enough chaos.
We'll handle it. No problem.
Ah, Blade. Ever the optimist, hmm? Look at them. The sun will be up any minute now. They don't seem to care.
Then let's make them care.
As they say, everything by the book.
Feel safe in Central Park again.
Yes, I'm afraid they'll have to cancel their picnics and ball games for today.
I'm sure they're more worried about surviving.
As they should be. Left me no choice. Is this what you had hoped for? I've been waiting. My victim.
Never seen that before.
So be it. You're just lucky I'm not ready to feed. Now remember who started. That's not the point.
More fuel for the fire.
I know this must pain you, Blade, to see your turf overrun like this. All that work.
Kinda seems like you're trying to piss me off.
Am I that transparent? In honesty, I heard you fight harder when you're angry.
I'm fond of that tactic myself, Doctor. As you can see, he doesn't always buy it.
Or maybe I only play along when I feel like it.
This won't No mercy for the servants of Lilith.
Here it comes.
I'm impressed.
The loss of one innocent life is too many.
This shall be of great help.
You've left me no choice.
You're just lucky I'm not ready to feed. No mercy for the servants of Lilith.
Maybe you should teach me that one.
I've been waiting.
Get ready. These fanatics are always the same.
Remember who started. A futile effort.
I know this must pain you, Blade, to see your turf overrun like this. All that work.
Kinda seems like you're trying to piss me off.
Am I that transparent? In honesty, I heard you fight harder when you're angry.
I'm fond of that tactic myself, Doctor. As you can see, he doesn't always buy it.
Or maybe I only play along with
They cannot possibly match your strength. Some for the rest of us.
Your master must be so proud. They do not fear the sun.
I'll give them something to fear.
No. Allow me!
So, the wait is finally over. How long has it been since you felt the sun on your face, Dracula?
Centuries, the better part of a millennium, in fact. But you already knew that, Blade. And thanks to your unlikely ally, Dr. Morbius, the mask is gone for eternity.
I cannot allow that!
No one is to blame but yourself.
Let's do this! Watch me!
I saw a move like that once, centuries ago.
And I thought Man-Thing was ugly.
rip this week off.
You are going to pay for that. We are being reinforced.
My children will finally know true freedom. The power to rule the day just as easily as we rule the night.
You rule the night? Maybe in some rat hole in Transylvania.
That is all about to change. Just as it began, your legacy ends with the rising sun.
How invigorating. You were too weak for this fight. You have earned this.
Time's up for these chumps.
Should not have.
I will have my vengeance. To think I've come full circle. My salvation and my curse all began with you.
A common refrain from vampires who haven't yet accepted their profound gift.
Not everyone wants to feed on the innocent. You never did understand that.
I understood perfectly well. I just don't indulge in weakness. I am eternal. Is that really the best you can do? Your mother.
Give the mother my regard in hell.
Not good enough.
Maybe you do not realize the trouble you are in, friend.
Got a friend in need. Got one in trouble here.
You'll have to do better than that.
They must really want to piss me off.
I thought you were supposed to be powerful.
Take a good look at the sun while you still can.
Your confidence is inspiring, Blade. It must be my blood running through your veins that gives you such spirit.
Listen, Morbius. This is how you piss me off.
Noted.
They're mine.
Now that was something.
Thank you, friend.
So be it. I'll aid them if I can.
The sun's warmth is invigorating. I'm sure my children feel it too.
The cold grip of death is the only thing they'll find here. All my efforts in vain.
Let us see if they have an answer for this.
I have faced far worse.
Let's work together on
I knew we could do it. I'm impressed.
Lost children, you disappoint us, betray us, shed the blood of your own.
No one hurts you more than family.
Join us in the light. We won't ask again.
You won't. But not for the reason you think.
I don't understand. Why aren't you?
To mass-produce the serum, you diluted my sample. Yes, it protected you from the sunlight, but each use of your powers burned more of it away. You are, as they say, running on fumes. And when those expire, so do you.
This isn't over.
It is, for now. Unless you'd care to stay for a walk in the park.
Back to the sewer, where he belongs.
Are you disappointed we didn't destroy him?
Nah, he always comes back. But knowing he's got to live with that humiliation almost makes it worth knowing you.
Congratulations, Hunter. Dracula's vampires suffered a major loss today.
You deserve the credit, Doctor. You did good work today.
The sunlight serum is so diluted it no longer poses a threat. The vampires have been cast back into the night, where they belong. I don't think I can properly express my relief. Hunter, if you had not been there to lean on throughout all this, I do not know how I would have survived.
This plague of vampires put stress on the whole team. We supported each other.
You are too kind. I'm glad I found such a welcoming family of heroes. And about that, Hunter, you should know that I will remain committed to the Midnight Sun's greater mission. You all helped me in my time of need. It is only fair that I return the favor.
Your support is much appreciated.
Marvelous. But before we move on, we must make one final decision regarding the sunlight serum.
We?
Well, yes. I value your guidance. My prototype sample is no more, but I still possess my research notes. I could continue my experiments in the hopes of curing myself and maybe others, unless the risk of it falling into the wrong hands seems too great.
If a cure is possible, you should continue to look for it. If someone tries to exploit your research again, we will be here to stop them.
I was hoping you would feel that way. I can't wait to get back to work. After this business with Lilith is settled, of course. Thank you for your help, Hunter.
So I hear we kicked Dracula's...
Can't believe I'm saying this aloud, but I think I figured out Dracula's master plan.
Go on.
There is a Lilith connection, but it's not direct. Dracula is acting like he knows the world is coming to an end. Didn't expect him to be an apocalypse prepper, but here we are. Think of every play he's backed so far. Some of his plans overlap, right?
I had noticed that.
That's because he's throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. It doesn't matter what plans fail. As long as one succeeds, he wins. The good news is, we're foiling his plans faster than he's setting them in motion. If we keep nipping these buds, he'll have nothing left. Let's debrief on the latest. Looks like Dracula's plan went up in smoke. See what I did there?
I do. Is the sunlight serum truly gone?
Dracula still has a supply, but it's barely effective, as you experienced. For a master plan, this one was a real dud.
Dr. Morbius may have a different opinion.
Hey, if he deems it a bigger threat than I think it is, I'm happy to run it down. But for now, Central is tracking all mention of the sunlight serum or anything like it. Unless it finds something, I think we're done here. Anything else on your mind?
Thanks, Carol.
Sure thing.
It seems we can finally put this ordeal with Morbius's serum behind us.
Thankfully, we have more important things to focus on now.
Hunter, thank you for not being overly harsh with Morbius.
I only did what seemed to be right at the time.
I would say you are wise beyond your years, but you have more years than most of us put together. Maybe that's what makes you so discerning.
And still no wrinkles.
Indeed. I am just glad that Morbius found some peace of mind. I am familiar with that journey. It's not easy. Be proud of your part in that, Hunter.
See? I told you Morbius would come through for us. I believe this.
Hey, a win is a win.
You were right, Blade. Morbius proved very useful today.
You know, even I'm impressed that he stared down Dracula.
So, did the two of you bury the hatchet?
We're not exactly friends, but I appreciate his experience in the field.
Sounds like someone is developing a grudging respect for the living vampire.
Okay, sure. Just don't tell him I said that.
You know, grudging respect is the first step to real friendship.
It's time to drop this, Hunter.
See? Blade is right. Nothing is better than the smell of burnt vampires.
So vampires aren't immune to the sun?
Anything else on your mind?
Thanks, Carol.
Sure thing.
Have you noticed any ramps around here? Maybe a ramp-like slab of mostly level stone, kind of at an angle?
For what?
I want to jump the hell ride over the Abbey.
I cannot help you, but I cannot wait to see how this turns out.
Yeah, don't crash. Have a little faith, Hunter. I'm going about this all wrong. You think Carol will get involved?
Maybe.
If anyone can chuck a car over the Abbey, it's her.